Vice chairperson is of the rank of the cabinet minister. So Rajiv sir is cabinet mantri, and below him are members. Members are equivalent to the rank of MOS, Minister of State. So we have got 3 members right now. And below the member is CEO, sir. Present CEO is Amitabh Khan, sir. Everybody knows him. He's very active and very dynamic officer of the 1980 batch of Kerala cadre. So, sir is of rank of Secretary to Govt of India. So, below Amitabh, sir, there are 2 additional secretary level officers. And the advisors below additional secretaries are advisors. Advisors are normally joint secretary rank officers, and there are advisors and principal advisors also. So Niti Ayog is known for its kind of structure of taking people from quite a lot of streams of life. Streams of life includes lateral entry. So quite a lot of officers at quite level seniority, additional secretary rank, joint secretary rank also, and below are also recruited through the open platform on Niti Ayog's website. And below advisors are directors and senior specialists. Senior specialists are from the private sector. So all the recruitment which is happening through Niti is all contractual. It depends on the division. There are several divisions. There are almost close to 15, 18 plus divisions. It's all on the website, so I do not have to repeat it. And the senior specialists. Then there are consultants, and there are young professionals. So young professional is a program which is kind of taken from the, you can say that World Bank was the leader in its young professional program in itself. So we had also decided, it was decided way back in 2015 that we should also kind of have a system like that. So young professionals are people who are having a degree plus maybe 3 to 5 years of work experience in a particular domain or sector, and they'll have to apply online. All the applications are done online, and based on their work experience as well as their academic qualifications, first of all the list is they are shortlisted, and subsequently they are called for an interview, and if they are found successful, then they are given work opportunities at Niti. And the last set of people are interns. Interns, as you know, it's unpaid internship in Niti Ayog, but by virtue of working at Niti, you tend to know the scale of operations of both Niti as well as Government of India. So, internship program, as of now, it's COVID. And another point, which rather a disclaimer, I would put it here, that when I interact, that there is no possibility that I am going to give anybody a job. So I just make it clear. It's more of a doubt clearing session. If you have seen my LinkedIn post also, I get quite a lot of queries, and I am not the guy who's in charge of that division also. I'm just sharing information that which would be of help to people to understand the ecosystem. Quite a lot of people put their CVs. I get bombarded with CVs that sir, mujhe naukri dilwa do type. I said that yaar, main nahi karta. I don't do that part. So I just I tell people that if you have any doubts, I'm there to help. That's all I can do. So, and if I say that if you in your CV if there is some issue, or if there is some skill gap, that I can tell that you have to do this course or you have to do this, so that will help you get maybe a call or may not get a call. So that's so. So I keep telling people that, but people they don't listen. So I make it absolutely clear at this point of time. Internship is closed as of now, because once it will be ready. When I say ready, when the concerned section or division decides that we'll open it. What I say, we are safe to open because of the COVID situation. They'll open it. As of now, other positions are all open. and opportunities are round the clock. It's coming, and Niti has what I say a very fast kind of attrition rates. It's almost like a good corporate entity. So quite a lot of people come and work for 2 years, and a lot of new talent keeps coming in Niti. So it's good for the system also. Fresh blood and fresh set of ideas come. So this is in short. So if I'm open for questions, so that we'll have more interaction with people, and if there is anything, you can put it on the chat box also. Whatever question or any question to ask, Ninu is always there to moderate. I'm open for questions. Very much. Yeah.
Yeah. So, ma'am, Kirti ma'am, are you speaking? You're mute, ma'am. So please unmute yourself. Rahul, can you please? No, she's not.
She can do so. Yeah.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay. I'm Dr. Kirti, President Vasavya Mahila Mandali in Andhra Pradesh, based at Vijayawada. My question is to Niti Ayog. Now everybody is talking of COVID and vaccinations. And 2020, we all experienced with regard to the health pandemic. And also a shadow pandemic was also taken up, increased violence on women and children. Is Niti Ayog is a body which can suggest to the government to take strategic actions and allocate budgets? That type of actions, will it be possible with Niti Ayog? And how the civil society has to represent these things?
Ma'am, the first point is that I'll have to tell which division I deal with also. Let me make it clear. The question your post is a division which I don't deal with. It's done by a division. It's called Social Justice and Empowerment, which deals with all these issues. I am Director Northeast, and I've just taken over labor and skill in Niti Ayog. As far as this question is concerned, Niti did interact with civil society organizations during the pandemic, and all these issues were addressed with all the CSOs. As far as I know, there are 95,000 plus CSOs who are registered in the Darpan portal of Niti. So 95,000. So this is the number which was given to me when we interacted with all of them. These issues were addressed during the pandemic, and CEOs are also took active participation. At this moment, I would say that these issues got addressed with the right set of stakeholders and the ministry also.
And there is another question in the chat box, sir. Does Niti Ayog take feedback on startup programs? So can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I do hear. This again is dealt by the industry vertical, so it will be kind of inappropriate for me to give comment on that. I think yes, because as I said, there is a vertical called Atal Innovation Mission also, which is unique in itself. We have another division called DMEO, Data Monitoring and Evaluation Organization. That's also an autonomous entity within Niti Ayog. So they are huge setups actually. So because all of us are kind of busy during our work day, so we have hardly time to interact what they are doing. So there are massive divisions in itself. Yes, ideally they all take what they say, especially AIM is very active. I cannot say about other programs. AIM is very active. They have a very active ecosystem of engagement with all the startups who are registered AIMs. Yes, they are in touch with all of them. They do take feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, Adult Innovation Mission, they have tie-ups with different organizations, and they run incubation programs, pre-incubation and incubation programs for startups. They take all kind of startups, including social organizations and any kind of startups. Even actually, we are one of the outreach partner of one Adult Innovation Mission Incubation Center here in Kerala. So yeah, they have all kind of startup programs, and they are short-term and long-term programs are there, and it's very reasonable also. You can even opt for virtual programs since it is COVID. They have virtual programs. Even you can enroll for virtual programs, and they have physical programs as well. 1 year long startup incubation programs and short boot camps. So you can, I think you can just go ahead and search for Adult Innovation Mission and Google it. You will find their centers everywhere in India. Actually, now we have a lot more number of, Adult Innovation Mission centers, and there's a lot of fun also. So you don't need to pay much, but get good quality service as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I add something, with respect to it? So actually, any social organizations, it is mandatory that we need to be registered with Niti Ayog. Any social organization, Section 8 or NGOs or any of these not-for-profit companies are supposed to register Niti Ayog. In the Niti Ayog portal, for each NGO there is an updation portal where we can update our activities on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis or monthly basis. So all these data will be on track by Niti Ayog. Probably when we apply for through the Niti Ayog portal, we can apply for funding for the respective program maybe after 1 or 2 years. So definitely these data will be taken into consideration when it comes to allocating in terms of considering for fund support whenever the policy is been open for programs. Other than startup programs, yes, as Ninu was saying, AIC, Atal Innovation Mission, is AIM is being in charge of it, and that's a separate entity.
Yeah, I told you that there are people who are more aware of AIM than me, because that division in itself, because they do a lot of work. Niti has so many verticals, so that's why. Thanks, Ninu, and our friend, for pitching in. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Rahul and I think Anita is currently incubated at one of the adult incubation centers. Yeah, I think 2 members are here from AIC.
Yeah, wonderful. Best wishes.
Yes,
Guys, I just
Next,
asked one question.
Sir, I have one question. Because Niti Ayog is having a portal where NGOs register.
yes.
And for us, one of the difficulty which we are facing as civil society is that portal is okay. But again, if we have to get a corporate social responsibility grants, again, registration with the corporate affairs. So instead of that, why don't we bring it in the Government of India under one roof everything, so that the number of times the civil society has to register for these things is very difficult and time consuming also. Maybe that's the one the government has to address it, and it is so much of burden on us to do all these things, taking us a lot of time.
Ma'am, thanks.
Yeah,
Again, this is a that report is did by the division, social justice empowerment, which again coordinates with the ministry. So, just but what to invitation to the ministries that we reduce the duplication of resources and manpower, so that we have a unified portal kind of a thing. Your comments are I would request you to maybe send an email to the concerned advisor in Niti Ayog, SJE, Social Justice, and I think they'll take it in the right spirit.
Bhavin,
Sir.
the question? Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Hello, sir. Good evening,
Yeah,
and hello,
yeah. Please
participants.
carry on. Yeah.
Please go ahead. Bhavin, you can. We can go ahead.
So, I have one question. First of all, to introduce myself, I am Sutradhar Vaisakhi. It's a social enterprise working on the concept of Grameen to gifting. We have started in 2019, and I also do freelance consulting in the space of livelihood, social, rural entrepreneurship, and rural marketing. So, sir, my question is in the space of how Niti Ayog, as you said, you are into skill development and this thing, how Niti Ayog can support social enterprises. I know Atal Incubation is as a in the space of skill development and this space, like the rural entrepreneurship space, the startups which are working towards that. How can we work with Niti Ayog for that? How can we get registered?
At present, uh, from a skill and labor perspective, we do not have these kind of schemes like the way AIM is there. So we do not have the schemes right now. So in future, in case if we have, we'll be definitely putting that on the website. As of now, we do not have anything right now. But I would, since you have put this question, there are other ministries like uh, India, Skill India, Startup India. You can always get in touch with them. Like AIM, so they are also having. At present, in ET in Skill Division, we do not have anything like that. So if there is something, we'll definitely put on the website in the near future.
Thank you so much.
So there is another question from Subodh. I planned campaign against population control, save water, financial crime, and there's a lot of stuff, health, malnutrition, anemia. So he needs support. So how can Niti Ayog support, campaigns or social initiatives like this? Any special, department for, supporting campaigns or any projects?
Dealt by yes, please. Post what do you say? From Commission to Niti Ayog, the finance bill. I would to send an email to the concerned ministry to check what's their response and what is the plan of action, which, because these are all pressing issues, what is the plan of action, a concept paper with clear-cut deliverables, budgetary issues, what's a target audience, what are the outcomes, to have outcome. There is Niti Ayog's good outcome monitoring framework. Is it aligned with that? All those things have to be designed. And if all these parameters are well structured and placed, then subsequently you will definitely get a positive response from the best wishes.
So I have a question. I'm Anita Rego. I work in the mental health space and I also do consulting in the public health space. Coming to my question, if you look at the budget that has been given for mental health, a major chunk, almost 90% of the amount has gone to 2 institutes. And what is available for the district mental health or for the NGOs or for other sectors, there's hardly any money, which means that you're looking at tertiary level, but not at the primary and the secondary level of interventions. And what is the plan forward in that sort of a structure wherein when we know that issues of mental health are increasing and we have a huge proportion within the country. It's almost considered to be 18%, which is the highest across the world. I don't know whether this is your portfolio, but this is of concern.
Again, it's not in my portfolio. So most of the questions are coming which I don't deal with. So it would be again. So I would rather what I say, if you have a question with a particular scheme or which we don't have control over, you can just send it to the ministry concerned. And if you still have if you still have another.
I have put
No,
it
no,
on the
no.
Twitter and I've not got a response. So, and I think there has been questions that have gone.
I'll tell you. Thing. There is something called Public Grievances Portal of Government of India, pgportal.gov.in. So that's an official mechanism set up by the Government of India. Concerned
Can you
ministries
repeat
of all the
Yeah.
line ministries of government.
Can you repeat
It's called.
Can you repeat?
Yes.
Can you
Absolutely.
please
It's pgportal.gov.in. I'll put it in the chat box too.
please do, sir. Please do. That would be helpful.
Yeah, I want to first. I'm Rakesh. I had Jalot bus. It is for a manual equipment for manual scavengers. Now, it is definitely off the track. It's regarding the social startups, hardware-led social startup. But every time we get stuck with revenue generation. So can we think of social startups reaching some point where after they can generate the revenue? Everywhere in the startup sector, even in social, people are stuck with the revenue generation. This is the feedback for social hardware-led social startups. This is not going to work. Thanks.
So, are you trying to address the problem that
Rakeshji,
social startups?
Rakeshji,
Sir, please go ahead. Sorry, sir.
yeah, Rakeshji, again, it's dealt by another division, which would be inappropriate for me to comment on. See, I have put the pgportal.gov.in website. It's a very effective way. It's a very effective way. Where, I had certain issues. I had certain issues on certain things. I had put it on PG portal on a particular issue which I was facing, and I got a pretty good response. So please use the good things. People are not aware of all the initiatives government is taking. So my point is, be it PG portal or what I say, every ministry has got its own grievance redressal mechanism also. So we need to use all these things. As far as the question posed by Mr. Rakesh, it is dealt by the Social Justice Ministry as well as the Social Justice Division of Niti Ayog. I would not be in a position to answer those questions which I do not handle. So if you have, please send a mail to them and they'll definitely revert. That's all I can say at this moment.
Sir, can I ask you a question, sir? Can I collate all this, queries or feedbacks related to this? Can you help me to connect to anyone who can, we can just clarify these doubts? That will be helpful, I guess. People are from various sectors here, so they have different questions. So since we have a lot of departments, can I collate all these questions and can you help me to, direct it to the correct portal, or do we use a PG channel?
Yeah, no. The PG portal is open for every citizen of India. You do not have to have an access with anyone. It's open. It's free. So anybody who knows how to type, who has an access to an active internet connection can do it. So that's nothing. It's absolutely free. Anybody can have access. You can have any queries about the functioning of line ministries anywhere, any department of Government of India. It's an absolutely wonderful system. So I would request all the participants here to just use that system. It's a wonderful system of feedback, and all those things, all the questions which it's posed is being monitored on a very regular basis at the monthly level itself. That at that.
I think here most of the people are from the social sector. So the department which we need to connect is with the social justice department under Niti Ayog, sir. Right, sir? Dealing with social organizations.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So can you please type the name of that department or any links? That will be really helpful. I think most of the people are from NGOs or related from the social sector, I guess.
I have a question with related to the Northeast. Yeah. A lot
I
of the
would love to.
Northeast. Yeah, I'm coming specifically to the Northeast, and this is based on my experience. While I don't work in the Northeast on a regular basis, but these are the concerns that I noticed when I was working there. A lot of the benefits of the labor ministry or of any of the programs are actually going to the big corporates which have tea gardens. And if you look at in India, most of whatever we have are small structures. Say, for example, a person might have 10 acres of tea gardens and they have workers there. And so, whatever is there in the larger schemes, these small tea gardens laborers do not get any resources, and in that sense there's a lot of exploitation that happens. The payments are less, they don't get any of the government schemes. And so if you really look at it in terms of where the tea garden workers are, they are probably 100 years backwards in terms of what
बट 50%
whatever
हमारा
they,
एक्सपोर्ट जो है वो होने पर
yeah,
what
some,
process you can keep price on
yeah. So
which
in
also
that,
caters to the GDP in a
I'm
big
so
way.
sorry. Rahul, can you please
50% हमारा एक्सपोर्ट
mute
जो है
that person? I don't know.
Yeah, done.
Okay. So, sorry. Anita, please continue.
yeah. So if you look at whatever the benefits that are there available under the Labor Act or any of the schemes, do not go to these small uh, tea gardens. And in that process, a lot of recycling of the same staff keeps happening, and they don't even if they're educated, they don't go into the managerial levels. So there are a lot of issues, and like it or not, most of the issues that get discussed are for big, large tea gardens. How do you invert the pyramid here?
Thanks so much. Very right and appropriate question. So first and foremost, the tea issues are handled by Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, and the labor issues are handled by Ministry of Labor and Employment. So in this particular and the third part, since it is in Northeast, Ministry of Donor is also involved. So Ministry of Commerce, Ministry of Labor and Employment, and Ministry of Donor, Department of Northeastern Region. There are three ministries involved in this particular issue which you have flagged up. Apart from that, Niti Ayog also is actively pursuing under our, we have a small forum called Northeast Forum for Niti Ayog. So we are actively pursuing especially Assam issues which you have flagged right now. And we are having some reviews also on this, on how well we can kind of invert the pyramid. But it's a long-term process, the way I understand, because all those acts and rules are the prerogative of the ministry. So we'll have to take them on board and say that these are the set of rules and acts which are quite old and they need reform, and these are the people who are positively getting affected with this. These consultations are on. Yes, the point which you have said is very valid. We are actively working with all the stakeholders, including the states, at this moment, that something positive would come in the near future. We are working on this at this moment.
Sir, is it applicable for the artisans and the folk artists there in the Northeast as well? Artisans, folk artists, and the weavers in the Northeast as well?
See, folk artists and weavers, at least at this moment, I have not come across any particular case. When I say case, we see it from a file perspective. I have not seen any file, to me at least. So I would not be in a position to what do you say, comment on that. Yes, for the tea aspect, yes, I have handled quite a lot of issues. So at this moment, we are doing something with the state government of Assam, especially. as well as because Assam has most of the tea gardens, and the tea gardens in Northeast are very minimal vis-a-vis the amount of tea gardens which are with Assam right now. For the tea points, yes. For the folk artists as well as the textile industry, I have not come across any issue formally. I have not seen at this moment. Yeah.
Thank you,
So
sir. Last question.
I
Sir.
see
This
that
is my
this
last.
this problem is not just with tea gardens, but it's across the board. Be it transport workers, people have 2 trucks. So I think what the country really needs to do is to look at a strategy for smallholders. And I think Niti Ayog is the right organization to really look at it in terms of, yes, of course, big industrialists are required, but at the same time, smaller people are also equally contributing to the economy of the country.
You're free to send a mail to the concerned division. So I think it will be taken up in the right honest. At this moment, I can say.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Bhavya, do you want to ask something?
Thank you so much for the last answer. I wanted to know, sir, are there any initiatives taken by Niti Ayog in line with the vocal to local initiative that is taken by the government? Are there any policies that you're planning for or anything as such like that?
As I said earlier, that Niti Ayog does not have its own schemes and all those things, which was part of the erstwhile planning commission. All the schemes are with the Government of India only. Niti does not have any scheme on its own. So the only things which are active are things like AIM and Atal Tinkering Lab. These are the small things, and we have another division called Aspirational District Division Portal. So they have their own set of small schemes. So at present, we are not having. All the ministries have all those things. Ministries only take charge. Niti interacts with them and oversees if there is any implementation or policy issues, and handholds with the concerned ministry as well as with the state government.
Good evening, sir. This is can I?
Yes, please, Arjun.
Good evening, sir. I am Arjun from Chennai. Sir,
Yes.
is it all?
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Sir, I have a good idea to connect the common with government. Government is giving lot of schemes, lot of good things to the common man, but it is not able to reach the common man because the two issues, sir. One is they don't know the procedure, how to get the process, like schemes process. They don't know how to get the scheme process. Simultaneously, there is lot of small issues to how to approach the officers to get the things to schemes to done. So I have idea to bridge this gap. For example, in Tamil Nadu government, there is a lot of certificates of now come in online. So you don't need to visit any government office. Without visiting any government office, you can get your community certificate like that. Pretty good government certificates you can get from your home itself. Like many schemes, many certificates, everything can be done through our e-governance, and many central government schemes also given through our online portal. But common man or illiterate people are not getting. So I like to connect this gap to an initiative, but till now I'm not registered to any organization. I'm individually connecting the common man or anyone not aware about the schemes or certificates. I'm connecting them to get whatever the government is giving. I'm like to connect, but I don't know how to incubate it as an organization or to help the society. I'm not aware, sir. So I like to do this. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. First of all, it's so nice of you that you have taken this initiative on your own, and you're doing a lot of good things. So, first of all, congratulations if you're doing on your own, and for your team, whoever is doing. The other point which I would like to say is that there is something called what is it? There's a, in Department of Administrative and Public Grievances, DARPG, that's the website. That's something called a Citizens Charter. Just take a look at it. Citizens
Okay.
Charter is one. Again, it is almost like government has taken all this. The only thing is that it has not got what is it known to people. What you're saying, it's all there. It's all there, and Citizens Charter is where all those government agencies are supposed to tell to the public that this is the scheme, this is the person who is doing the scheme, building the road, this is the contractor, this is the amount, the sanction have to be in public domain. What is Citizens Charter and citizens, as per Citizens Charter, every agency who is engaged with the government has to make this information public. For all the line ministries, there is a Citizens Charter. You can find that in darpg.gov.in, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances.gov.in.
Sure, sir.
Initiative is concerned for creating awareness. As individuals also, you can do wonderful job. It has nothing to do to be associated with the government. Okay, each one of us can do a lot of things. So, that's wonderful that you're doing it. What I said, I would suggest you to send a mail to the concerned, at least in the state government, and you can send your suggestions to Ninu also, and Ninu can send it to me, or you can send it to me. You can ping me on LinkedIn also. Let me go through it, and I'll see what best can be done. It's a good initiative.
Thank you, sir.
As long as you are there to help people, and you think that with your line of work,
Yes.
nothing like that. And personally, I feel that you don't have to associate with the government also. You can always spread your positive vibes in whatever ways they are. So
Sure, sir.
that's wonderful. So best wishes to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
I want to add something to it. Actually, we also feel the same while running campaigns or projects. Last year, we did a campaign for fishermen in Kerala. Then we went to offices or research centers working to, they are working, NGOs are working separately for the fishermen. Government, they have a lot of schemes, and fishermen on the other side. Actually, I always wonder that why don't we bring together everyone? Just have a conversation, and a lot of idea can be exchanged and transferred. This is the reason why I started social town. I actually invite organization, government, all this kind of interactions and discussions will happen, so that everyone can learn about each other, their initiatives, exchange resources, and if there is a synergy, they can work together. Yeah, there is always a gap. As Arjun rightly said, there are a lot of schemes. Government, even for the Kerala, fishermen, they are struggling a lot. When we go and talk to them, they are asking, "Oh, can you do something for the fees for my kid?" Actually, government even provide bus fee, hostel fee, everything is there, but they are not aware of it. They don't know how to apply. So that is the gap. They may publish it in, but it is not accessible to common man. It is not reaching to the endpoint. I don't know how to express it. Arjun rightly said that. Even yes, we need to, I think, enable more youth to come to this. Even government can't do this, because that government alone can't do this. But we can enable, or youth, or empower more citizens to do such actions. And if we can recognize them, like what Arjun is doing, if we can find such people or encourage them or give them more training, they can do something their local level. So it will be more decentralized action, which will be more effective. This is a just suggestion, sir. Any points are welcome. Yeah.
can I share incident to which Sir, can I share one incident recently? I have experience with government, like in Chennai for a different. Hello. Sir,
Yes,
in Chennai for a differently able, for getting any schemes from the government, they have to register in a national ID card for getting national ID card. for the differently able people. They have to visit 3 office. One is the government general hospital, and the second is a DDR, district differently able officer. Final for getting their pension, visit VA officer. For one single process for getting national ID card and pension, differently able people have to visit multiple office to get this process. In Chennai, they have integrated in a single office like a state resource training center. So I saw this problem in Coimbatore. Like this process has been done through 3 different offices from general hospital, DDR office, and village administrator officer. These 3 places are not connected with one single place. It is far away from one, far away from the all the other office. So I requested the collector on Monday meeting, Monday like grievance dismissal day. I given a request letter like this should be in a integrated manner. Like the national disability ID card can be issued in a single place where PAO and GH hospital, which happening in Chennai State Resource Center, like that. Please bring this facility in Coimbatore. I have given requested, sir. So like this, small administrative convenience we can make for the differently able people, and many facilities are there. But I'm right now one initiative I'm taking towards the government side. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. Best wishes to all the efforts which you are taking. The one thing which we have to do is kind of government process re-engineering, which
Yes,
other
sir.
countries
Right.
have done, which we call it a regulatory reform. So regulatory reform to do, because technology is moving faster. Our rules and regulations have to be in sync with the changing ecosystem, the business models, the work models, which because uh, uh, COVID has hit us, and we are still finding our way through COVID. Everything is online now. So the online business have picked up with everything. Schools, colleges, and educational institutions work has become online. So it's very imperative that the government or in the private attune to the changes to the ecosystem. So that would help each one of us to simplify the processes also. It's a very, very a valid issue which you have flagged. Government is also doing, when I say Government of India,
Yes, sir.
every state is doing it at their own end also to simplify processes, to encourage so that processes are simplified, it's transparent, and it's easy for people to use systems. Yes, this is the way to go. Yeah, best wishes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So I have a question. Again, it's an administrative issue. A lot of these registrations are online, and first-time users like me often get stuck. Yes, there is a helpline, but despite the helpline, they can be like you get stuck in the middle, and then there is a lock-in that is put in, because as per the thing you can fill a certain thing only 3 times, and we are not technology friendly or able to understand a lot of processes, and it is quite challenging in that sense. How do you maneuver this space, and especially if you're looking at India being 60% like me or 80% like me?
Please include 30% of. So and I am also kind of part of that ecosystem. So whenever I have a problem, I call the customer care with my phone or with public utility or something. But people do get back both in the government and private. So the best customer care system which you can expect in government is the pgportal.gov.in. That's why I've told you that. I've given you that hint. So like the way you call your electricity guy or your phone issue. So please do tell them, and definitely get back to you. There's a dedicated division. There's a set of people who are handling for the government. So that's the way I put. It's a very proactive customer care ecosystem in government. So people are not aware of that thing. That's the whole issue. So please use that and get all your queries cleared.
Thank you, sir.
And I think there are agencies or consulting services provide assistance for registering in this portals. Actually, when it is startup or Niti Ayog, they have services like registration. I think for Niti Ayog registration, they are charging 2.5K or something. I've not tried it, but yeah.
See, when the government has given you free of cost, I don't know if you really should, in the sense, if you have the time, if you have the time and the ability to do it, I think we can still want to do it and learn the process.
I think, sir, this can be sorted out maybe in regional languages if we can create simple videos in regional languages of how to do it. That may help. I don't know. It's just a suggestion. Yeah, if government can do this kind of awareness process, even the procedure how to do it, not in English. If we can do it in regional languages, that will be helpful to a common man. I feel. Yeah, this is a simple. I think we can think about it.
No, the first point which was mentioned is somebody was saying they're charging a fee. Even for because for making an Aadhaar card, it's free of cost. But
Yes.
there are some people who want to charge and the middleman or an agent, because when you are not aware or you are ignorant, there are a lot of people who come and say that we'll give you that service, or then they'll take a commission, or you'll have to pay through them. So the cost of ignorance is you'll have to pay money. So if you are aware of that it is free, then you can have direct access. You don't have to go through a middleman. But sadly, if there is a set of population who are not aware of these things, then that's where we come in and say to the state governments also that these systems and mechanisms are in place. You will have to kind of the last village or the last area where you have your local connect, and tell them that all the services or schemes are given by the Government of India.
So my question is not just that. The question is that why do you have a lock-in trial? You should not have a lock-in trial, because the very fact that you put in a lock-in for a submission of a form, you are actually encouraging exclusion of people, and you're encouraging people not to be promoting.
Recruitment?
Not recruitment. So I'm speaking about the DPIIT registration. It has a lock-in period. You can make changes only 3 times. And after that, you cannot. So nobody, and it doesn't, none of your videos speak about the 3 trials. I have read.
No, if it is again, it's a I am not the right person to comment on a ministry scheme. If you have an issue, please send a talk. Who is the concerned person? Send them an email. They will definitely get back to you. Which DPIIT. So I was under the impression that it's a Niti Ayog recruitment issue. If it is DPIIT, no, if it is DPIIT, please just send it to them.
No, but
because
I've
DPIIT,
got the letter. I've got the letter. It says 3 lock-in, 3 times you can change. And now I don't know what I have to do after that. So I'm going to write on Monday. But the fact is that I'm stuck now.
If you still have a problem, then use PG portal to address.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think Rahul's organization is already registered with Niti Ayog. Rahul, can you please explain the process? Is it easy, or what are you doing? Actually, I think he's updating the portal as well.
Yes.
Rahul, can you please?
Yes. Application as Niti Ayog portal is like very easy. Like you have to open Niti Ayog portal. You need to register where we'll be asking. They will be asking our name of our organization, and PAN card is must. You need a PAN card, non-profit PAN card. You have to apply with the PAN card. Your username will be probably the PAN card, and then you can set a password. You can go there to the portal. Initially, we need to fill all the data like mobile number, website, and all those regular routine data, and we need to upload the trust deed. If it is a Section 8 company, again we can submit the certificate of incorporation. Or if other than all this, it's a trust deed. We need to upload the trust deed, and then there is a paragraph where we need to return the mission of our organization. Why you are existing as a social organization? What is the purpose? And then the most difficult part is uploading the trust members. That then when we are uploading the trust members, we need to that their Aadhaar will be validated. That's the biggest task. Each time you enter your Aadhaar and mobile number, getting it validated is very difficult. If there are any minute or minute changes, either if the Aadhaar is updated, PAN card won't be updated. If PAN card is updated, Aadhaar won't be updated. And it almost took me 3 days to complete the task. That's the only hardship over there. And rest of the thing, hardly it will take 1 day for the processing. And then second day you will be receiving the Niti Ayog registration number. And again, there is a column where you can update. See, even if there's now we have a separate measure called COVID-19, where if something has to be done during COVID by your organization, you can upload all those data. And rest all data in a weekly basis, on a daily basis, or no problem, you can always upload the data. But for funding and all, I think you need to you need to be in a 3-year-old organization, and with the sector, which for example, if you're working on a tribal sector, the link will be redirecting to the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. If you're applying on any other sectors, it will be redirected to the designated ministry. Niti Ayog is a common portal. It will be redirected to the particular portal where you are applying for funding. So this is the most common part, and it is like hardly takes 2 days. If you have the documents all ready, and if you have updated your PAN card and Aadhaar card, the data always it's kind of smooth policy. And the other thing is that we have if like when Arjun was speaking, Arjun said Arjun needs to work very collaboratively. There is an option, Arjun. You can register in National Youth Mission Program, Nehru Yuva Kendra program. I think for Nehru Yuva Kendra, even if non-registered organization also, they can register in the portal and they can work. I think they will be asking for they will be asking for a bank updation. If there is a bank updation data, you can update the bank account data. And you need to, but the only condition is all the members should be 25 to 20, I mean, less than 30 years of age. I cannot apply. I'm age over, so I cannot apply the thing. And the rest, if young people under 30 all can apply in Nehru Yuva Kendra, that's also a valid operation. Probably if you are doing a commendable service, maybe you can get funding support whenever Nehru Yuva Kendra is announcing. This is the thing.
Thank you, Rahul. That is,
Thank you
wonderful
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And please do share the details in our group also, so that we can take it.
Sure.
So, yeah. Sir, can you tell us about the internship opportunity you were speaking about? Internship opportunity with Niti Ayog. So, yeah, is it only for youngsters, or anyone can apply, or any particular stream, or yeah? Can you
Yeah,
please-
internship opportunities are primarily for people who so interns who were postgraduates also who are with me. So I understand some of them have jobs to be as interns in Niti Ayog also. The internship period is normally for 2 very less period. but as of now it is closed because of COVID. Anybody can apply, but normally it's the college going students or a postgraduate person only applies, because it doesn't make any sense for a person who's past a particular age, or who was already working somewhere to work as an intern. So it doesn't make any sense. Normally, college going boys and girls who opt. Last year we had a lot of interns working in different verticals and divisions in Niti Ayog, but then COVID had come, and then we are just waiting. We are just seeing how is the scenario, and because we'll have to keep all the protocols in mind so that everybody is hale, hearty, and working. So once an official decision is taken, then maybe the concerned division will put the updated status on the website. And the Niti internship guidelines are already there on the Niti Ayog's website. So I would request whoever whoever is in, it's already there.
Sure,
So
sir.
even
Thank you.
consultants can enroll on the website?
Yeah, if there is a
Consultants?
vacancy, if there is a vacancy coming for a consultant, because the vacancies come round the clock throughout the year. It's 24/7, 365 days a year. So if you feel that you have the skill sets and the domain knowledge and the work experience as specified in the advertisement, anybody is free to apply. And as far as I know, only Indian nationals can apply till now. Yeah, only Indian nationals. An issue. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, one final question, sir.
Yeah, Arjun, please go ahead.
Sir, I like to help the common man wherever I am here. I like to help the common man. I want how the Niti Ayog can help. What are the benefits I can transfer from Niti Ayog to common man?
No, see, Niti Ayog is just a public policy. Not have any specific schemes like what do you say, like for example Nehru Yuva Kendra or MG NREGS. Niti Ayog doesn't have schemes. Niti Ayog advises the specific line ministries and state governments who come to us and say that we have got a public policy issue, we have an issue with this scheme in executing, can you help us? So it's more very scheme specific or state specific inputs. Then once we get some kind of a query, or if something comes from a higher authority, say cabinet secretariat or prime minister's office, we take up that issue with the concerned ministry and we discuss with them, and we try to give a win-win solution so that maximum positive impact of the scheme is on ground. That's very specifically. We don't go that massive, but we go theme wise or sector wise, or a need base whenever somebody asks a particular query, because we are all divided. If you see our website, all of us are divided and the specific work is given to us. We are all working domain wise. One point which I would mention here, which I was keeping in my mind, and we got caught up in all this conversation, is that I would like to suggest 3 books to whoever who wants to have a specialization. So I will just tell this one by one, so you can note it down, because these 3 books which I have been rereading after because after my civil services preparation, this is these are the books I have read again and again and again and made notes. So, and this has got a very positive impact on the way I have carried forward. So the first book is called The One Thing by Papasan and Keller. So you can it talks about how you should focus on only one thing at a time, rather than, because so many things we are so what do you say, distracted by the amount of social media we have got right now. So this talks about your when it talks about priority management, or what are our priorities every day, rather than, because the time they say that it's very limited, we are given only a set of time. The other book is called Mastery, by Robert Greene, which talks about how one attains mastery in one particular area in life. It talks about around 18 masters across the world on how they have become. So it's a very good book on how to improve your skill sets in one area, in one specialization only. So that would really help. The third book which I would like to mention is called Flow. It's called Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. It's also a wonderful book. Again, it talks about how to be a domain expert, and how being a domain expert is the only way to kind of engage yourself productive rather than being busy. So these are the three books I would suggest for anyone. I keep rather pestering my own consultants and young professionals as well as interns, whoever was there, that you read these three books, you come back to me and we'll discuss. And this really helps you to focus and be productive, and identify one particular skill set which is very close to you, then focus on that and build up on it. So these are the things which are moved from what we were discussing, but I thought that I should share this set of information with whoever is in this call. Yeah. Yes, now I'm open for questions. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, there's one question from Bhavya, sir. You told there is opportunity for consultants and freelancers. So it is like a contract basis, right, sir? For 6 months,
Yeah.
1 year contract basis, right? So not direct, yeah.
All vacancies which are put on Niti Ayog are all contractual. So let me make it clear. So it will be for 2 years, then subject to performance, it will be extended. So that's how it goes.
Sir, is there what is actually the procedure for? Is there any direct interview, or is it like even for internship? I would like to know, sir, what is the eligibility criteria? The process of selection.
The internship eligibility criteria, which I mentioned earlier, the internship criteria is already on the Niti Ayog's website. You just Google Niti Ayog internship guidelines. You
Sure.
only that site is not open yet because of COVID. As far as other vacancies like young professionals, all the requirements will be posted on the Niti's career website. It will be there. Everything is self-explanatory. So, and it's an online system. There is no direct recruitment. You'll have to submit your applications. There would be screening. There would be shortlisting, and subsequently, all those shortlisted candidates will be having an online interview. Based on the online interview, then the letters of appointment will be sent to them. That's how it is.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Sir,
sir.
I have one
Yeah.
question. Kabilan sir, when it comes to accounting system for not-for-profit organizations or for-profit organizations, do we have any specific kind of accounting system, or maintaining ledger accounts will do when it comes for non-profit organizations?
See, again, I do not handle this. So you please answer. I don't handle this. It will be inappropriate for me to comment on this.
Sir, there is one message from another participant that we can post only complaints in that government portal. Do we have any other portals, or where we can put our suggestions?
Nothing stops you from asking any question. Nobody said in that portal that you have to put complaint. You can put anything there. They never told you that you have to put only complaint. What do you say? If government is doing good work also,
Anida ma'am, actually, it's a grievance portal. It's a,
yeah, but nothing stops you. Nothing stops you from asking questions which you feel that you have an issue. I'll just come interaction where we were discussing about water issues of Northeast. There's a mindset amongst all of us that if it is very simple and cheap, the quality is very less. It has to be costly and sophisticated, then only there is more value in it. So there are a lot of good entrepreneurs in India who have given very good solutions, which are very simple, effective, especially for those who cannot read, or it's very simple to use technologies. So I told them that we should have the clarity, and we should not have that false mindset that it has to be very costly and it has to be complicated. There are simple things which are very, very effectively to use. So again, if you have any query, you just send it to them, and there is a tracking system also in the PG portal. You'll find out that once you put those things, then you'll find out who's the officer, who's handling this. It has the movement of it, their phone numbers, everything would be visible. So at least you should give it a try. It's a very good system, I would say, out of my own experience of putting a lot of queries there.
Okay.
Thank you so much for clarification, sir. Yeah.
Okay. I have another question, sir. The social sector exchange, when do we think it will be launched? And I thought it would be happening this budget session, or rather, that's the feelers I got. So does it go for the next 6 months, or does it go 1 year later?
Again, this is dealt by the social justice vertical, so I do not know. So it would be inappropriate for me to comment on that. So if it's a Northeast specific question, I would be happy to answer. If it's skill and labor, because I've taken charge of skill and labor for the past 2 months only. Northeast I've been handling for some time, so I have more inputs on Northeast. But for this particular question, I do not have an answer at this moment. So you can just send a mail to the concern. They'll be the right set of people to answer this question.
Sir, can I talk?
Yes, please.
Please.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me opportunity. So actually, I have pursued my post-graduation in environmental engineering. And I personally do feel that today in India, there is the ample scope to work for the solid waste management. So how I can contribute to it? And I have too much interest to do something for this actual problem, because nowadays it is everywhere we are seeing the problem of solid waste handling and management.
Just one thing, Sachin Shindeji. See, first and foremost thing is that if you have identified that there is a problem, and you have a solution.
Okay.
Send it straight to and have your own business unit. Like there is an issue like waste management, and that would be very nice that if you have a very elaborate business plan, and if you're able to convince them. And apart from that, there are a lot of startup challenges which happen across the country. So you can just have your own business pitch, provided you have your financials, what's your target area, what's your team, and how do you what do you say plan to raise resources, your funding models and all. There is quite a lot of what do you say, freely available information on the internet, apart from organizations like Invest India or Startup, have your state government entrepreneurship ecosystem of and entrepreneur can uh, prepare your business plan and sit down with your team and then get in touch with Invest India. Yes, waste management is a very, very pressing issue. We need to find what do you say, sustainable solutions for that, where you engage a lot of people. And my please engage a lot of women for when you give employment. In that way, you are giving a lot of employment also to people, and a lot of women also will get empowered because then the families also are positively impacted. That's the only point I would like to mention. Best.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your suggestion.
So, any other questions, or anyone want to add something?
So, with specific to the Northeast sector, it often becomes difficult for us. I belong to Hyderabad. Being a social enterprise, if I want to get connected in the Northeast sector, definitely I can try with the different NGOs, or I can try with the department of there specifically. But then reaching to the people there, I mean the people who are actually in need the livelihoods, it's really difficult in this scenario wherein COVID is there and all that is there. How can we reach to such people uh, in the who are in actual need, like the women, rural women, and all that, from our this thing, sir, from our perspective?
See, for the North, there is something called Northeast Council, NEC. Okay, it's by an additional secretary level officer who is the secretary, Northeast Council. So you can just send them a mail. They will definitely get back to you to whom to touch base, a particular state specific or an issue which is a domain specific, like the way you said, artisans or weavers. So you can a mail. They'll be more than happy to get back to you, take this forward. So that's the entity which handles most of the.
So, we have NECs in all states, sir.
No. NEC is only for the states, not the.
Oh, okay, Northeast Council. Okay.
States. So yeah, Northeast Council. Northeast Council is a body which is under Ministry of Donor, Department of Northeastern Region, so which handles the Northeast, because Northeast states are unique in itself because they draw their powers from the Constitution of India. So they have been given privileges. Constitution itself under Act Article 370 A, there are provisions. So they are given special powers and privileges by the Constitution. So Northeastern Council sees to that the development of the region is done in the right earnest.
I think there is a department for the women welfare also, right, sir, in the Northeast? Rural women and those welfare.
Sorry,
for the rural women and all, there is a department for that as well, sir, in the Northeast. I had written a mail to them sometime back.
For women, there is. I would for in Northeast. First of all, I would request you to go through the mDonors website, mdonor.gov.in. You will find which are under operationally, which are active. They have the entrepreneurship ecosystem also. They have sector-wise ministries are also. There are ministries who certain gross budgetary support. There are majority of the ministries under Government of India budget, they have to spend 10% to the Northeast. All the allocations, the details, the utilization certificates, the kind of work done, everything is on the M Donors website. It is all publicly available. Please take a look at it. Once you see self-explanatory, so you'll get a fair bit of understanding about the kind of work which is done by both Government of India and the donor ministry.
M donors. M.
You just Google it. You just type M donor, Ministry of Northeastern.
Yeah, yeah. And so, any other questions? No, actually. So, do you wish to add something or anything
Being,
related?
I'm being, I'm being web bombed by my son actually. So
So, yeah.
any other questions? I'm open for.
Yes, please. Okay, anyone, if you wish to add something, please do add. No. Kirti ma'am, do you wish to add something, or do you want to, it's even if anything related to the social sector, please do any suggestions or any inputs? Fine. So, yeah.
Currently in this session, what I understood is that there are different ministries and also the departments in the Niti Ayog, which deals with different initiatives, and if we have to put forth anything also, it should go to that. But what I feel is many NGOs also do not know where to go, where to write, whom to write. Is there any kind of a collaborating or a linking where the Niti Ayog is having? Because if we can write whom to write, if we are not clear about it, whom to do it? Because sometimes we do not know to which department it comes in. So whom to write? Is there any thing like a linking? We write to them, they can send it to the respective organization or the department. Yeah.
All you should write to the. If it's a government, you should always address it to the secretary concerned. So then they will back it to the person concerned. You should always write it to the secretary, and they'll send it to the concerned division for comments. Provided the kind what do you say is very genuine, and in every ministry there are lots and lots of mails and thousands of queries keeps coming. So because so it depends on whether it is appropriate to or not, or there is no requirement to respond. So it depends whether how much value and good points are there in that email, and if it is what is it deserving all the due credit, and if it's a pressing issue, definitely a response would be given. At least from my division, I can say that we respond to a majority and RTI queries. We respond in a very prompt in the time frames mentioned. So that's how it is. So I can tell from my own experience.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And yeah, anyone else? Let's see. Kamala,
So can I talk once again?
yes, please. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Being a youngster, it is always my pleasure that I should register NGO, so that I can work for the environment or work for the sociology or the work for the society. But again, in our Indian system, I do not think registering the NGO it is an easy task. Because we don't have that much idea what will be the procedure, what are the various documents required to do this, because I don't know what is the common platform from where I could get this information and do the needful. So kindly please can you guide me on this?
Actually, for the registration of NGO and trust, you should have that's a state affair, and if it's a Section 8 company, that's also comes under the non-profit. Non-profit, we can in India we can register non-profit organization as a trust, as a society, or as a Section 8 company. And if you would like to register it as a trust or a society, then it is under the state. And if you would like to register it as a Section 8 company, Section 8 company means you have to follow all the procedures like a private limited company, but you will avail the tax benefits and other things as a non-profit. That is under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Now everything is online, and yeah, but for the registration of NGO and society, you have to visit your register office of your particular district. So you need help from your a lawyer or a CS or a CA person. So they will guide you to draft document, and yeah, trust deed. It's called trust deed. So you need to get a consultation from them, and they will help you to draft the document. And I think 5,000 rupees for registration of the trust. It is 5,000 rupees. A stamp paper is required to register a trust or a society. And if it is a company, Section 8
Yeah,
company, it is
that
it will come around 25,000 to 40,000 depending on the number of directors, or there's
yeah.
procedure is
Ninu,
different.
yeah, Ninu,
Yes.
the registration fees for a trust depends upon the state. In Tamil Nadu, it's around only 3,000. It's not 5,000. It
Yeah.
depends. It depends upon the state and the stamp paper value. For that, see, Mr. Sachin, registering a trust is easy only in India. See, I am working closely with US, Israel, and Germany. Registering a private limited company, registering a not-profit organization in these countries is very tough than registering a private limited company. You want to register a private limited company, it is just easy like anything. But registering a non-profit organization in this country other than India is very, very difficult. Well, the system in India is, we are not in 80s, 90s. Once the system was very hard to register anything, but now the government policies is like it's like it been like loosened, and we have a lot of online things. When everything comes digitized, registering a not for profit organization in India is quite easy. It's not a big deal. So you need to fix on what you need to register. Either it's a Section 8 company. Section 8 company is like what Ninu was saying. It definitely it applies. And the price, that's a standard pricing. That's a standard pricing. But again, you can talk with the CA. That will be a right option. If you need to register a Section 8 company, you are approaching a CA or an advocate who is good in corporate affairs will be a good task to meet. And then if it is a trust or it's a section, sorry, if it's a trust or a kind of society, you need to visit your registration office, sub-registrar's office. And again, probably there will be a separate wing in sub-registrar office who can assist you in drafting the things. Or there will be people who can help you in drafting the letters. And normally, see, in my experience, the sub-registrar is just assigned to the documents. The entire thing, the people over there was taking care of everything. So it was, it's a hard of, just morning, I started at 8 o'clock, and 3 o'clock my trust is registered. 8 o'clock I started the activity, breaking the lunchtime and, lunchtime and the transportation, etc. I have submitted the document at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock my trust was registered. The process is very easy now. Everything is online. Even government approval comes in very minutes. Where your number, trust number. That the trust when you're typing your trust deed in a stamp paper, all this stamped paper details, everything will be uploaded online. It goes to the government, and it's a matter of seconds. So it is quite easy. You need not worry on that. So you need to fix on what it is. Either it's a Section 8 company or it's a kind of trust or a society. If it's a Section 8, it is advisable you meet a CA or an advocate who is good in corporate law. You cannot meet any other advocates. You need to meet an advocate who is good in corporate law. He can advise you for that, and better CA. It's a one-time task. CA will help you in registering a Section 8 company, and not for register the rest of the two things a register office will do. But only thing is, when you are doing a Section 8 company, you can work like a private company, a private limited company. In the sense, I think no problem in expanding. But when it comes to a Section 8, when it comes to a trust or a society, you are permitted to work only in India. That's
And
yeah.
depends on your objective, what you're planning to do. Are you, planning to sustain only on donations, or are you planning to do some other activities to sustain yourself? If you're planning, if you're planning to do a social impact business, you are planning to provide a product or a service, and if you're planning to earn and sustain, then that is different. So you need to, before, yes, it is a one-day process, but the discussion has to begin along. You have to finalize your objective first, and you need to discuss with. It is better to discuss, go to a place where you can meet a CA, CS, and advocate together, so they can give you correct advice. And the trustee has to be prepared, in a manner that you cannot change the, when once it is entered into the stamp paper, you cannot change. So you have to finalize, objective first, and how we are going to function. First, decide on it, and then decide, whether you want to register it as a trust, society, or a Section 8 company.
So after getting your trust registered, you have to enter that document in Niti Ayog registration portal. So you can get the Niti Ayog registration number as well. This is what the normal process. And again, to accept any foreign fundings, you need to apply for, I think, FMC registration. And it happens only after a year of your trust. You need to complete 1 year. After 1 year, you can apply for 12A. 12A is required for applying for a FMCA certificate. That's how you can get fundings from, even if Microsoft or any Microsoft or Cisco or any of these companies need to, you need to avail any credits from these companies. It is mandatory that you need to complete 1 year. That's the thing.
Thank you, sir, for your in detail guidance. So this is too informative for me.
Thank you, Rahul. Sorry, sir, we took some time to explain this.
No, it's okay. It's good that he pitched in, because I was anyway unaware of it. So it's good that those who has done it. So it's okay. It's good.
Yeah, sir. I've registered as a Section 8 company, and Rahul, it's a trust, and we together. So yeah, we've gone.
Since you've been through the process, so you know very well. So if you have gone through the Section 8 company, I would have been explained the whole thing myself. So I'm clueless.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's okay.
Neenu ma'am and Rahul sir, can I get your contact number or some way contact so that I can have the contact
Yes,
with you?
yeah. You are, since you are, since you would like to work in the social sector, can I give a brief about the social town, sir? So
Yeah,
Yes,
please go ahead.
okay, so I am the founder of the Social Town. So I've started this not-for-profit organization to bring together all community builders and social change makers together. So I'm building a technology platform for this. That is only for I'm using technology as an enabler, but I want to bring people together so they can exchange their ideas. So I'm aware of something for social. So I'm working in some particular thing, or if Rahul is working in some different sector, if Bhavya is working in different sector, and if we can come together and exchange and discuss our ideas and thoughts, and if there is an initiative, if I can take that model. So if a successful initiative is there, if I can copy that model, that will happen. Or if I'm also trying to bring technology people or any kind of startup into this. I would like to attract more people into this, because if there is a problem in tribal area, if a brilliant startup can provide a technology solution for that, that is brilliant. That's combination of collaboration is brilliant. So I want everyone. That's why social change makers can, whether it is a profit-making company or non-profit-making company. I actually want more social impact businesses to come, because we cannot sustain on only on donations. The situation is that even after COVID, also most of the organizations are big organizations. They are putting their fund into COVID actions. So other NGOs, if they need to survive, they need to do some kind of business activity or something. So yeah, you need to know about how to market, branding, marketing, technology. All these skills are very much required for a NGO leader also. So you should, that's why I'm bringing people who would like to contribute to the social sector together. So meaningful collaborations can happen and exchange ideas, and so they can work together and co-create impact. Yeah, the technology or a growth hacker can, can mentor an NGO. Normally, big businesses or corporate will only go for a growth hacker, but a growth hacker is only also required for a charity organization, because it is also, it is not, entrepreneurship is not only for people who are making money, but for people making impact also need all these kind of skills and support system. So we are trying to build, invite everyone in the community level activities, and social change makers and service providers who would like to cater to the industry, and any technology or any solutions which helps to create an impact. So everyone is welcome to join us, and there is a registration process, and we are building it is in progress, building technology platform, and we are currently incubated at Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore. So yeah, and we will have a lot more conversations like this, dialogue sessions, conversations, and talk series. So the idea is to bring people together and have discussion and exchange ideas. We can learn from each other, and yeah, that's it. So welcome to the social town. I'm officially inviting each and every one of you. So let's work together, and together is more. Thank you. So I'm putting my number here. So yeah, Sachin, anyway, we will get in touch with you. So yeah, all registered members
Yes.
will get in touch with you, and I am happy to help.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for your cooperation.
We have around 240 registered members from different parts of India, organizations, social entrepreneurs, even consultants, expertise in different fields, and even volunteers, and those who are looking for work in the social development sector. So we need to expand, and we need to bring in people working for different causes. So thank you. It was a wonderful discussion.
Best wishes, Ninu. Best wishes for your startup also. I think you'll do well. You're doing well, and you'll do well also.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm actually not from the social sector, but I started volunteering in 2013. I'm basically an engineer specialized in marketing and specialized in embedded system designing and all. Then I worked in branding and even marketing. But I specialized in project management as well. But my last job role was working as a project consultant in an NGO. That happened only because of my passion in the social development sector. I started volunteering since 2013, and that's how I started, the social town. And yeah, so I always felt,
I'm an IMB alumni too. So I did my executive education in IMB around 3-4 years back. So I have pleasant memories of the place. It's a wonderful place and a wonderful set of people.
yeah. So I'm currently incubated at IMB, sir. My startup.
Wonderful. NSRCL.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
I know people. There. Good set of people. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. It's actually a very good learning experience. So that's why I want to tell you, when I'm running a non-profit organization, but I need all the skills required for an entrepreneur, a normal entrepreneur. Even my task was even double actually. I need to think about an impact business model canvas rather than doing a business model canvas, because I need to focus on how to sustain and how to create an impact. Actually, we need more help, or more learning or more exposure or expertise than normal entrepreneurs, because we can just do a business or create money, but we should focus on Also, we should do something to sustain ourselves and to create an impact. So yeah, that's why we need even an aim and all. Even I was asking to the adult incubation center here, sir, please do take NGOs also and incubate them, the organization, because they also need this kind of mentoring and all kind of support. Even last year also I visited Kerala Startup Mission, and I have requested them to start an impact incubator that focus and nurture youngsters like Arjun or Sachin, and if they have an idea, give them training. 1 year incubation, give them. So let them create impact, not just go for businesses that can scale, but take organization that can scale impact also. But we should have more social organizations, so they will
So
focus
that
on. Yes, yes, Bhavya.
Ninu, can I put two cents to that? One thing is that there is a incubation center at EDII. I am alumni of Entrepreneurship Development Institute in Gujarat, and they have an incubation center called Cradle, wherein they are supporting the organizations who are making an impact. Few of the organizations are already incubated
Yeah,
there,
yeah. Some big
just for the
organizations
benefit
are
of the
doing.
participants. Yes.
Yeah, and NSRCL is taking and not just doing a great job in this sector. Not they are innovating a social organization and unlimited. But there are few. We have other startup. There are a lot of startup programs for other organizations, but social organizations is very limited.
Nenu, may I have a word? Just one sentence.
Yes, sir. Please do.
Yeah, I'm a late entrant into the startup sector and things like that. Hardware-led social. So, Mr. Kabilan, actually, this was the point I was trying to make. Every professional is a very good, very creative in their particular domain. But the moment they are asked to look for money, make a business plan, look for customer, get customer validation, his or her whole creativity gets diluted. That's where I was talking of, maybe because I have not seen any ecosystem talking like this. I got award from ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineers. They talked only mechanical engineering. We got the fund supported by Hello Science Denmark. They talk only impact. So here, the moment you talk of impact, the person says, just wait. Tell me, who is your buyer? How much money does he have? Will he say buy it? When? How many have you sold already? So we will be making only flimsy things, because making an impact, making something big, will take a lot of time, lot of energy, and creative energy focused to the technology. I have spent 30 years handling sediment, in sediment transport and all. And now I have to stop all that and divert my attention to making a business pitch, making the cash flow sheets. So that is tremendous wastage of energy and wastage of talent. That was exactly my point. Thank you very much for giving me an ear. I think people need to think over it. I have not seen not even one single body, one single organization across the country, across the government, across even the educational institution. I talked to a PhD in mechanical, and he asked me, tell me about how much profit will you make. That is the problem. I think we should somehow look at it. Since I had an interaction, I got a chance to interact with you at the highest level. Maybe this thought should go. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Rakesh, I have just one point to make here. So, the way you are saying, I have the same kind of thoughts. So I don't call it midlife crisis. I call it midlife awakening. So so uh, so the good point here is like uh, I do not know whether you've read Robert Kiyosaki. It's called Rich Dad and Poor Dad. So if you have time, please read that book. It's called Rich Dad and Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It talks about personal financial education. Unfortunately, it's not taught in our schools, or it's not taught in schools anywhere in the world. You're talking about balance sheets, profit and loss statements, and all. So in the Rich Dad and Poor Dad book, he says that this should be taught to children at a very young age, so that they are able to understand financial decision making at a very young age, and it helps. So if a country has to move ahead, the children they have to understand the fundamentals of finances, financial decision making. Then they'll move into the entrepreneurial ecosystem. If you are focused into rote learning of any subject, and you end up into an ecosystem which is totally different, it becomes very difficult to what do you say, move ahead in life. I'm totally with you on that point, because I've crossed the stage of life. I was thinking that I studied something, and I'm doing something. So that there is no there is a mismatch of by the time you study and you end up in a job, whatever you have studied becomes irrelevant because technology changes so fast. So we'll have to keep those things in mind when we what do you say, see the whole ecosystem.
You'll
Yeah,
give me
please.
1 minute
Yeah.
more. You'll give me 1 minute more. I am past that midlife crisis, incidentally. Maybe beyond that. I was assistant engineer.
Yeah.
So I was assistant engineer in flood control department in a remote Punch. Punch, you must have heard. The protection to the farmer's land in along the mountain river was needed. The project report counted the cost of the land to be protected and the cost of the works. There was no match. But can you imagine the social cost of that one person becoming landless just because his land is valued at 5,000 rupees? DC gives 5,000 rupees value, and engineering cost of protecting it is 5 lakh rupees. But can you imagine? So I wrote my dissertation on hydropower in my MBA on SCBA, social cost benefit analysis. When will we go to social cost as tangible? We are totally out of sync with the social impact. We don't understand it. So forgive me, I am past that midlife crisis. So you have one more enlightening after that.
Thank you so much for enlightening me.
All of us actually. It was a great session. A lot of discussion happened. Yeah, I'm so happy. Anything else?
Any other questions on work opportunities in Niti Ayog? I'll be happy to help. Yeah.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how can I join the Niti Ayog? Because I know this is a supreme body of our country, which looks to the planning, socio planning, economical planning, and all. So how can I join this organization?
You have to just see the career option opportunities. You have to see opportunities keep coming. You have to just see what's your background, what's your work experience, or you're a fresher. So based on your what do you say, expertise, your domain knowledge, you're free to apply. So you have to just check the Niti Ayog website that you'll have to do regularly. Opportunities keep very regularly. Just keep checking maybe every 2 weeks or so. The opportunities keep coming. Best to you.
Okay, sir. Okay, sure. Yes. Thank you. So does Niti Ayog
So the
requires
current
the technical persons too?
no, in all sections, I think current portion is open. You can check in Niti Ayog website. We have shared it in chat box. You can
Okay.
check that and you can go through that. We have shared it in chat box.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I will check. Thank you, sir. I got it. Yeah.
If there are any other questions, participants, you can feel free to ask about the benefits of Niti Ayog before we close, before we go for our final conclusion words. Maybe a couple of questions on benefits of Niti Ayog, about Niti Ayog, what are schemes. I mean, I'm just in the sense of, yeah, Anita ma'am, you have something to talk, you can go ahead, ma'am.
No, my thing is that Niti Ayog has vacancies which are for younger cohort of people, and the senior positions are for very, very senior people. And how do you really enhance people who are somewhere in the mid-level actually getting in and having an exchange of ideas? I'm not even saying in positions, but an exchange of ideas. And where does that happen?
The way I understand this question is, if you do not want to work for Niti and you want to collaborate with Niti in exchange of ideas. So Niti, every division itself uh, uh, is in touch with the line ministry if they have a particular issue, and apart from the line ministry, the states also. So Niti has regular interactions from a vertical perspective, because from a skill and labor vertical, we are in touch with the line ministry, the state governments on specific issues. So every vertical on its own is in touch with the set of stakeholders, international organizations like World Bank, civil society organizations. We are doing all the interactions regularly. We used to have all the interactions physically. Now, due to COVID, all the interactions are online. So it depends on from a vertical to vertical, division to division. Health is there, education is there, industry is there, electric vehicle mobility sector is there. Then what is energy is there, agriculture is there. All different verticals, they interact regularly with all the stakeholders in government, outside government, private sector, CSOs, NGOs, international organizations. They interact very frequently, very regularly. All of us have 5 to 6 meetings on a daily basis across varied sets of people. So it depends. It depends on your organization. So that's how it is. We interact regularly. At least I can say from my experience in my verticals.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Actually, I want to say thank you because I never have thought that I can talk with the director, and that too, that was simply directly. So this is a very good opportunity for me, and I'm extremely thankful for you for this giving
You
me
should, no,
opportunity.
no,
And
you should thank Ninu for that, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ninu for giving me the platform to connect with all of you. And we are from the government service. We are there to serve the people and the country only. If Ninu has given me an opportunity to connect, you should thank Ninu and Social Town for that. I would direct all your well wishes and good wishes to Nino. We are there to help anyways. So you can always ping me for anything on LinkedIn. I'm available on LinkedIn. So
yes, sir, I'm
whatever
following you.
whatever help is there, I'll be there too. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, ma'am, also.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Arjun, Bhavya, Rahul, they are all members of the Social Town. And Viresh sir is here. Yeah, all others are welcome to join us.
Yeah, wonderful.
Anything else? Or I think, it's we can wind up
I think
now.
we can wind up. I think I've answered most of the questions. We can
Yes,
wind up.
So, yeah,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Thank you a lot, sir.
Thanks a lot, sir. On behalf of Social Town, we extend a hearty thanks to Kabilan sir for your, you are busy all day long, but 2 hours, getting 2 hours is something like 24/7 for us. Thank you so much, sir, for kindly accepting the invitation of Social Town and being with us, and calmly, politely solving all the queries we had. And you are very crisp on point, and your point on point, in the sense, if something is, your point on everything. Thank you so much, Kabilan sir, for that honest support. We expect a kind of support from you, as now always. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us. Kudos to you. Great having you. Great hosting you. We look much forward from you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you, Ninu, as well as for having me and all the participants. I always tell my more junior colleagues in this department.
What do you want?
Money. So I should thank Ninu and all the other participants for sharing their information. I hope I was of some use to both the Social Town platform and this particular discussion here. So best wishes to all of you. Best wishes, Ninu. Thank you for having me. Thanks a lot. Good evening and good night. Thank you so much.
Thank you. On behalf of Social Town, me, Angel, and Rahul, Bhavya, we're here. Thank you, Kabilan sir, and each and every one of you for joining us. So we will have more talk series, more discussions, and more conversations. And it will not be a formal session. I don't know how to be formal, so I just go ahead and talk to anyone, and I will invite anyone for a conversation. So all of you are welcome to Social Town. Thank you so much.
Bye bye. Take care. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Neenu ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, I have a doubt, ma'am. On
Yes.
particular day, we have talked with